There are countries in the world where women have difficulty finding men to marry. In some countries, due to the shortage of men, women resort to very unusual methods to find a husband. In our video, we will get to know these unique countries closely, learning about which countries are in this situation and the interesting ways women resort to. Let's discover these countries together. 1. Ukraine. With a population of 38 million, Ukraine is one of the countries experiencing a shortage of men. Across the country, the female population significantly exceeds the male population. The city of Lviv, located in western Ukraine, highlights this imbalance, with 85% of its population being female, making it exceedingly difficult to encounter a man while walking down the street. This situation is primarily due to a high birth rate of baby girls nationwide. Additionally, the male population in Ukraine has been declining due to war and economic challenges. Particularly in recent years, the conflict in eastern Ukraine has exacerbated this issue. 2. China. When discussing the shortage of men, one cannot overlook the Chinese city of Dongguan. In this city, women compete with each other to find men because the female population significantly exceeds the male population. This population imbalance initially raised questions about monogamy and eventually normalized the practice of men having relationships with more than one woman. Due to the difficulty in finding a partner, women began willingly sharing the same man. Research also indicates that such relationships are common in the city and foster friendships among women in the workplace. While it may appear unusual from an outsider's perspective, for Dongguan residents, it has become quite commonplace and accepted. In this intriguing city, polygamy is considered a social norm that strengthens solidarity among women. What are your thoughts on the normalization of such a situation? 3. Russia. In Russia, the decline in the male population after World War II and the short life expectancy of men due to high alcohol consumption have led to a gender imbalance in the country. With a ratio of 1163 women for every 1,000 men, the gender imbalance is quite evident. This trend is particularly pronounced in the capital, Moscow, where the female population exceeds the male population by a record 1.2 million people. Consequently, women have started to move abroad and build their lives there. This trend is a significant factor affecting Russia's overall population structure, and these population imbalances have a profound impact on women's life choices and social dynamics in the country. 4. Brazil. Continuing our video with Brazil. Did you know that there is a village in Brazil where only women live? More than 600 women reside in the village called Noiva do Cordeiro. The average age of the women in the village is under 35, and most of them are married, but their husbands are not allowed to live in the village. The only requirement for women who want to marry in the village is that their husbands live in another city. Additionally, boys over the age of 18 are not permitted to reside in the village, and husbands can only enter on weekends. Residents of Noiva do Cordeiro say these rules prevent them from marrying freely. However, they believe there are men who will adapt to these conditions, and they are waiting for them. Of course, men who wish to marry women in the village must comply with these rules. Residents of the village express their love for their home and their reluctance to leave to marry. They also state, "Life is much better without men." So, who might want to marry women from this village? Perhaps those who appreciate the unique way of life and community organization, respect traditions, and can adapt to the village's values might be interested. Additionally, those who embrace rural living and seek a tranquil life may consider marrying women from this village. However, those who make this decision must be prepared to accept the village's rules. 5. Latvia. In Latvia, the proportion of the female population has reached 54.10%. The reason for the high female population in Latvia is that women adapted to capitalism better than men after the Soviet era. Additionally, the decrease in the male population in the post-war period and the migration of many men abroad for economic reasons are among the factors contributing to this situation. However, the most interesting aspect of Latvia is that the birth rate of males is higher than that of females. Nevertheless, men's shorter life expectancy compared to women has resulted in the proportion of adult women being 8% higher than that of men. 6. Australia. In Australia, the shortage of men is becoming a significant issue. In 6 out of the 8 states in the country, the female population outnumbers the male population by 100,000 people. Tasmania and Victoria stand out as regions where the male shortage is particularly evident. Recent research indicates that while the birth rate of baby girls is increasing rapidly, women aged 20 to 35 have faced difficulties in finding male companions over the past 2 years. The main reason for the shortage of men is that many have migrated elsewhere in search of work. This has prompted women to explore different solutions. For instance, women living in major cities have begun showing interest in rural areas where men are more concentrated. Some women have turned to matchmaking agencies and even travel by bus to rural provinces in search of suitable partners. This innovative approach reflects a creative response to the challenges of finding a partner in the country and underscores women's determination to shape their own life path. 7. Armenia. Armenia is grappling with demographic imbalances, including a decline in the male population and an increase in the female population due to the effects of past wars. This has prompted the state to implement various measures to support single women and boost marriage rates. While it is a social norm in Armenia for men to marry more than one woman, this practice has placed a significant burden on women. The decrease in the male population has led to women taking on greater responsibilities both within families and in society. To address this demographic shift, the state has initiated projects to aid single women. However, if the male population continues to decline, Armenia will face numerous challenges, including economic burdens, labor shortages, and social instability. We have reached the end of our video discussing countries worldwide experiencing a shortage of men. Which of these countries would you choose to live in? Share your answers and opinions in the comments section.